half of our guys are, a good portion of the guys, especially I can only speak on the line that I'm on. Like for me, I went non-current for landings. All right, maybe they'll send me to the landings class. Nope. Then I went non-qual for my check ride. So that gate passed. So now I'm just sitting around kind of waiting for a phone call. But as this is going, they're allowing it because they don't want to send you to 3 or 4 training events. So you got to be patient and just sit back and wait till the dust settles. Then you'll go to training.
That is different where I'm at. So I went non-current for landings, and then we got the FAA mandate that moved everybody back 30 more days. Well, it also happened to line up where I could go to my check ride, CQ. So I'm going to CQ on the 8th on the airplane that I'm currently on, knowing that I'm not going to fly it for more than a month. Now I'm sitting reserve, and there's a couple trips that came back, so they may use me, but maybe
that's why. So that's the difference, because you're farther down in the active field than I am. You're farther down the but you got to actually used.
But you got to remember. You got to remember that my base has 1 departure a day. The southern base has 2 departures a day.
Yeah.
Eastern base has 1 or 2 a day, and the western base has 1 or 2 a day. That's 5 or 6 total departures a day, with somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 to 600 FOs.
Sure.
I'm
the
shocked
pecking order there.
I was surprised they sent me, but I was like, okay, that's fine. I hope to get a trip. I want to go. I want to do something.
I was explaining to me the pecking order is that, I mean, you're more valuable as an active, someone that they could use as a reservist, as opposed to
sometimes
a guy like me that's a line holder. They can let me lapse because there's other line holders and reservists that'll take my spot, as opposed to you are the guy that's going to take.
But Brandon, there's no line holders on my airplane.
There's got to be line holders. What are you talking about?
I'll show you the bid pack.
Jesus Christ,
June.
What you don't even make sense.
Hey,
you want me to send you the bid package? 0 lines.
Let's talk about
every single pilot.
Because they're pickup lines. That doesn't.
Yeah, this is a good subject.
Every single pilot was reserved.
Actually,
A
it's a
and
good
B
subject.
category.
This is a good subject. I want to know how everybody's doing this, because there are some bid statuses at certain airlines.
Yeah.
That are just.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. They're doing.
The companies are taking advantage of the unions, and they're just throwing everybody on reserve, and then they're just.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So they offered it to us. They said, hey, you can have this reduction line, and
I saw that.
How great it is, right? And people are like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll stay home and get paid. But then they realized, wait a minute, I could just do this on reserve and actually get more hours out of it, which is what I did, and which is what was happening. And then they realized it wasn't such a great deal unless you could potentially get furloughed. Hello, Furlough Fridays. So if you can potentially get furloughed, it is a great deal because it allows you to get paid and then go find a job somewhere. So they're giving you time, still on the clock, you're not making as much as you were, but whatever. Mm-hmm. Then they came back and said, you can do a 0 pickup line, which is kind of what you got going on there, Adam, kind of, where not everybody's on reserve. You're a line holder, but you can pick up. You have a zero value line, and you can pick up throughout the month, and it's seniority order.
It's a la carte. You're flying
but
a la carte.
But there's barely anything in there. And if you're senior, it works because as guys drop stuff, you're picking it up. But I mean, we're flying at what? 10%, 20% of
if
our,
that, yeah.
you know.
But Brandon,
so it's crazy.
We didn't have an a la carte line or anything, I'm telling you, the bid pack came out, 204 or how many 189 FOs, 189 reserved schedules. And here's awesome. The craziest part. That was May.
How do you allow that?
That was May and June. And here's the most crazy part about May. If you bid off days in May, you know how normally it's seniority order, right? Like you want Memorial Day off, unless you're senior enough, you ain't going to hold Memorial Day or whatever.
Yeah.
You bid days off, every single person got exactly what they wanted off. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my 5 years, the 3 years on this airplane. I couldn't believe it. It did, because so what happens is when your schedule drops on reserve days, is it's yellow if you got the reserve days on that you wanted, so you got your off days that you actually wanted. It's purple if it goes over the days that you wanted off. So if you bid for the 4th and the 5th off, and your reserve days are on the 4th and the 5th, it's purple. I have never seen an entire reserve schedule from top to bottom, 1 to 189. Every single schedule was yellow. There was no purple days. Everybody got exactly what they wanted. And
So
now,
how are they paying that? How are they paying that?
Average
you guys
line
have
value,
one number for
reserve guarantee. Reserve
we have
reserve
two
guarantee.
We have long call and short call.
Yeah, you guys have long.
See, you guys got good stuff.
Yeah,
that's
you guys. That's awesome.
You got to convert
because they've done
20%.
They've done 20%. So what we do is they created some side deal, and they let us bid on reserve, and the top 20% guys get short call, which is 76 hours, and the other 80% get
that makes sense.
Because I'm in a diet, my fleet's dead. So
yeah. Well, that's another good thing. So they can give you can just sit at home. Hey, your fleet is going away, and you're just going to take the men, right, on the reserve line, right?
Like for me personally, we offered all these leave of absences. So they did a permanent leave of absence, and they did a temporary leave of absences. They've given anybody 62 and over, you can apply. And if you're on a dead fleet like the 330 or the 7576 or the E190, they give it to you. It's immediate. Everybody else goes seniority order, and it's based on how many they want. And they mostly want wide body guys because they're looking to save money.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then from there on out, they're doing temporary leave of absences. So anybody that wants to go and do something else, you got a side hustle that you want to work on, you got a degree you want to get, anything like that, they're offering those, and they offer those on seniority based, but the numbers are kind of like, you never know how many they're going to give. And it's kind of a convoluted process, but they're trying to save money. So I understand it.
Yeah.
I support it, but
and
me,
it should be noted too. It should be noted too, people that are listening or watching this, that this is from our perspective too. These are the guys on the ground that are living this on the front line. So, we may not have accurate information, but
that's a promise.
But this is how we see it, right? This is how it affects us down here in the trenches. So, people are going to sit there and watch this and make comments. Oh, you guys know what you're talking about. You're right.
No, you turn commenting off. That's the easy part, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Who doesn't love comments?
Well,
we like comments more than your Wi-Fi connection. That's for sure.
Yeah, you know what? He's got dial-up. That's fine.
Apparently, wide body's not paying enough.
No, it doesn't. Well, and they don't have enough time off to call the cable guy to come